Welcome, Commanders family, and Command Center Postgame Live, presented by United Airlines, proud to fly with the Washington Commanders. Brian Coble Jr. here with Santana Moss, Brian Mitchell. Fellas, score 28-20. We lose out in Los Angeles, but let's be honest, game was not nearly as close as the score says it was. Initial thoughts?
Initial thoughts, man, it's just it's something that I'm sure we're going to be talking about all week now is what if, you know what I mean? Or what's going to be, how is this thing going to pan out, going forward. I think the defense, for the most part, gave us an opportunity to be in the game, and offensively, we just couldn't get things going. We had a lot of stagnant, series, and then it's just crazy out of nowhere. Jacoby get in the game, and boom, boom, boom. So it's going to be something that we hear a lot this week. So get ready for it.
And I think the ultimate thing is that what this game teaches you is that you have to be patient. I think a lot of fans, a lot of people have been so happy to just crown somebody. They were rushing, and I kept saying, we have to wait and see. I know there's been a lot of people out there, and if I'm talking to you, I want to just bash Eric all the time about this offense. This offense works. You just got to be able to go through the reads and make the quick decision.
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett came in tonight and showed you how a veteran guy runs his offense.
Yeah.
And by no stretch am I trying to knock Sam, because I keep telling people Sam is a young guy. Young guys normally go through offenses by doing exactly what they're told and taught. Veteran guys go through their stuff about, I'm going to try to do that, and then I'm going to go to my playmakers. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. And if you need big-time plays, you go to your big-time players, not the other guys. Certain guys are paid a certain amount of money because they can make the plays. And that's what you got to do.
Yeah. And
you saw when his offense is ran efficiently how it can be. Sam just is inexperienced right now.
Yeah.
And it's no knock, because the young guy is trying to make sure people see I can read through this stuff or whatever. But this game doesn't wait for you to learn.
Yeah.
This game makes you grow up quickly.
Yeah.
And that's the only problem. So when I look at this thing, I'm just saying this offense, like, they showed down the stretch how effective they can be. Defense did some great things at moments, but I still don't understand how the hell Cooper Kupp runs with nobody around him. That's baffling to me. So this is not a coach's thing. For me, I look at the players. They got to step up more. Listen, you can overcome bad coaching if you do enough studying and researching yourself. If you have that dog and that mentality in you, you're not going to go do something to make yourself look bad, are you? So I think we have a lot of players who have passed by because, you know what, we used to be mad at Dan, now everybody blame Ron, and I'm not trying to protect anybody because, you know what, I'm going to say what I will say. I don't think the coach is doing their job at a high level neither, but these players, not enough ownership.
Yeah.
I don't see enough ownership, because when you are a true competitor, you get pissed off and you stop the bleeding. Who has stopped the bleeding?
And Beamish, to your point, how do you teach that competitive fire, right? How does that come? I mean, the season's almost over at this point.
You don't teach it. Either you got it in you or you don't. And the thing about it is, a lot of people always want to say that. When someone tell me I'm a dog, I know they're not. A dog is a dog. He just goes out there and gets it done. I know you're not. And I think that's the ultimate thing. So we can't teach it. I'm going to just throw two names out here. Tanner know why I'm saying it. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. 5th round and 3rd round pick. I would put their performance against any of our 2nd and 1st round picks and tell me what you got.
And Commanders family, if you're just now joining us, we are awaiting Coach Ron Rivera's presser. We will take that immediately, but until then, we will talk to you about this game. And he mentioned it. Let's not bury the lead. Jacoby Brissett comes in 8 for 10, 121 yards, 2 touchdowns right away. As a receiver, Tanner, when you see a backup quarterback come in and do that, what are you thinking?
I mean, as a receiver, am I playing with him? I mean, honestly, man, he's just finding the open guy. He's not hesitating. And then also you got to look at it too. Like, I probably didn't pay that much of attention, but depending on the lead, the Rams could have been in a prevent. But for a veteran guy, don't be in that situation with me. You know what I mean? Because you give me that much room, I'm gonna take advantage of it, which every quarterback should. But just to kind of get back to what Beamer was talking about when it comes to Sam. One of the things about this game is you'll find easily as a coach gonna tell you what's out there. or what he expect. But then you as a player, you got to overcome coaching and say, this is what I see. Yeah. You know what I mean? I remember being in the game with one of my quarterbacks in high school, and he cursed our coach out like, man, you don't know what I'm talking. You don't know what I see. And I'm like, well, you don't talk to our coach like that, because I was in that mindset like, bro, you going to, first of all, he was my quarterback, and then I knew our coach. He was going to bench you talking to him like that. So I'm like, bro, I need you. But then I thought about it over time after that particular game, and when I watch film, I'm like, yeah, I see what he's talking about. He did that because he saw something different. So that's what this game is. And then I remember time and time again, Kyle Shanahan telling me, Tanner, overcome coaching. I know, go ahead, just do what you saw. And I'm like, okay, I feel safe now because you allowed me to do that, because I did it. And then I didn't want to be nobody. I didn't want to sit in that room and somebody said, well, Tanner, you did something different than what we coach. No, because the hole was there. You know what I mean? I had to adjust. So that's what I see when you watch it, Sam. But like we both say, we're not getting on them. I just feel like when you see a kind of performance like we saw in our backup quarterback, it's going to have everybody scratching their heads.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. See, it's I've been in games where I've seen things in practice actually, and I say like I wasn't a player that I got the playbook, and I went out there and I ran the play, and I just automatically assumed that it was going to work like it did in practice. I never did that. I've never been that person. I remember a week where I was telling Bobby Jackson, was my coach, I said, Bobby, this ain't gonna work. He's like, just do what we told you to do. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I get in the game, and when I get the ball, I know it's not gonna work because the guy's crashing, and I just cut back and boom, I scored a touchdown, and the man still was worried about I didn't do what he told me to do. If I did what you told me to do, then guess what? I don't score. I don't even get a yard. I run into the guy. If I press the tackle, the defensive end wasn't blocked. Mm-hmm. What we're trying to say is you listen to your coaches.
Yeah, definitely got to listen.
But this is one of the businesses that you are probably better than your coach, more experienced than your coach, know more than your coach in this profession. Mm. When you are a professional football player, you may have been doing it for 25 years. Since you were a little kid all the way up. Now you're a professional. Your coach may be a friend of the head coach. Your coach may be a guy who got a job that was coaching other positions. They'll play your position.
We have Coach Ron Rivera at the presser right now. We'll finish that thought afterwards, B. Mitch.
Ron, what went into the decision to sit Sam?
Well, just really kind of take care of him a little bit. You know, you got in a situation and then the ears pinned back like that. You know, didn't want to say anything crazy now.
Is he still your starting quarterback? Why is that? Defense today. Obviously, the Rams have a good attack. What did you think of that group today?
They did a nice job. I mean, you know, they did some different things. They got a pretty dynamic guy up in front, and you know, unfortunately, we struggled a little bit in the second quarter. And you know, we got an opportunity. Get down the red zone, you got to put the ball in the end zone.
And I know, like on the Cooper Cup play, it seemed like it was reminiscent of some things that have happened in previous weeks. Have you give us a feel for what went wrong on that play?
Just a lapse right there. Unfortunately, we got an opportunity. You know, we missed a coverage.
The last touchdown with Jacoby in there, the clock management was kind of interesting. You know, trying to go fast, and then it wasn't fast on the play clock. Were you guys? What was the thought process then?
The thought process was try to get the plays off as quick as we could. You know, we still had 3 timeouts left, and you know, we got ourselves into the situation we were looking to get into.
Any thought of going for 2 there?
Yes and no, but the biggest thing is, you know, you know, we just got to make the kick, and that's hindsight at that point. But the attitude is, you score a touchdown, you kick the extra point, you keep the momentum. If you don't score when you go for it, that's a little bit of a momentum break.
The decision on Sam, was that you or Eric?
That's me.
Okay.
Again, like I said, just want to take care of it.
Cheeseman, there was a snap that kind of went up and Tresswick.
Good enough, and we're going to evaluate that.
Coach, we talked about protecting Sam. Was that kind of a game flow protection, or because you also lost some linemen during the game?
I think it's more of just a game flow. You know, it's one of those things you get to this point, and when teams are just putting their ears back, it's you know, and we got a lot of faith in who Jacoby is for us.
And then Antonio Gibson's usage kind of declined as the game progressed. Any thoughts on that?
No, not necessarily. I think a lot of it just really who they call up in terms of opportunities.
Was he injured or was he available?
He was available.
Okay. When Jacoby came in, you guys did move the ball pretty well. What did he give you specifically that helped that spark?
Well, a little bit of veteran stuff. You saw some of the decisions he made were very quick, and he got rid of the ball quickly.
And then with the cover stuff, again, as you said, it's been a season-long thing. Is that just the communication, and why hasn't that improved maybe throughout the year?
Well, the hard part more than anything else is that, was an individual that didn't, for whatever reason, just do what he didn't do.
Going back to Cheeseman, I know you said you're evaluating, but are you anticipating a change there?
I was going to evaluate it before I made a decision.
Okay. Anybody else?
Ron, with the 3 timeouts there, why do the onside kick when you could have pinned them and got the punt?
So we get a second. We get 2 chances at the ball. If you don't go onside, you just kick it deep and just pin them. You only would have only had 1 chance to get the ball. You go for the onside, you got 2 chances to get the ball. So if we onside, we had recovered it, then we've gotten the ball. If we kick it and we never get a chance to stop them, then we never get a chance at the ball.
With Sam, again, he struggled too. What was going wrong for him?
Well, I think there were a couple things, and again, part of it, as you look at it, we just got to make sure we're able to protect them, and then we'll go from there. Some of the decisions that we have to make in terms of, he has to make as a quarterback.
The offense had a tougher go for the last 4 weeks. What can you guys do to improve that unit with Sam?
Well, we're just going to go and evaluate it. We'll watch the tape first and foremost and just see. One thing that I thought we did pretty well at times was we ran the ball. When you can run the ball and you run it efficiently, it helps. It gives you an opportunity to do some different things.
And last one. I'm good. Thank you.
Tyler Larson and Charles Warner both without injuries. What's your expectation?
Charles, we'll have an assessment, and I think a little bit with Tyler was, he got a little sore, so we had to be smart about that. We're out on turf, and 4 quarters of that would have been rough on him.
All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Go have Howell at the podium, Brissett at his locker.
You just heard Coach. You just heard head coach Ron Rivera and his presser. We will also be taking Sam Howell's presser when he is at the podium. Until then, we are going to take a break. We will come back and talk more about this offense and more about this defense. You are listening to Command Center on the road in Los Angeles, brought to you by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. We invite you to stop searching and go Northwest. Check out nwfcu.org/Washington to see how easy it is to join and how Northwest can help make your money work for you. Stop by a branch and visit nwfcu.org/Washington today. We'll be back.
Have fun, sis.
Can't stop adding stuff to your cart? Get the Bank of America customized cash rewards card. Choose the online shopping category and earn 3% cash back.
Go by quickly? Football goes by quickly. So cherish every rush, pass, and rush pass turn. Pick six! With instant withdrawals on FanDuel if you win. Because holiday football won't last forever. And soon it'll just be March.
Bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if your team wins. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
Oh, game's on. We need more chips. More dip, too.
More?
Yes, more. Oh, that reminds me. We can still score that $400 bonus from Northwest if we hurry. It's with your first ever checking account.
$400? That's the kind of more I like.
Then let's do it. But first, more chips.
To earn bonus, open first ever checking account and deposit at least $500 in ACH or direct deposits per month within the first 90 days. Offer ends November 30. Details at nwfcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
Are you on your way?
Yep, coming.
And Mom and Dad?
Don't worry, they'll be there.
Happy anniversary.
Go beyond the expected with the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
One. Back.
The winter play was really coming together. Until disaster struck. Tensions were high. Luckily, replacement costumes were shipped with FedEx, which means Mr. Harvey could picture the perfect night. We're delivering more happy for the holidays.
Dad, we're gonna be late.
Can't stop adding stuff to your cart? Get the Bank of America customized cash rewards card. Choose the online shopping category and earn 3% cash back.
Welcome back, Commanders family. It's Command Center post-game live. Now, let's get into the Never Ordinary play presented by Bet365. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And this play is a fumble by Kyron Williams on 2nd and 4, recovered by Benjamin St. Juice. Forced fumble by Benjamin St. Juice. Fellas, you see the play there? Let's talk about this defense a little bit, especially the first half. First half, the defense actually was getting some stops in. Tan, how'd you feel about our defensive play today?
Felt pretty good. I think when you look at the score in the first half, it wasn't quite what you was watching. I think when we talked about it coming into this game, it was going to be tough. You know, Matt was on an all-time high. He was on a roar, and he had the guys on the outside. You know, they was coming in hot, and the running back. And the running back showed you that today. But they had a bend but not break mentality. These guys got these guys down. I mean, their offense got us down to the red zone 2 or 3 times, and then come away with touchdowns. So when you see that kind of performance from your defense, all you got to do is capitalize it offensively. And defense have been playing like that the last few weeks, been giving us opportunities, but offensively, some kind of way we just stall and don't finish. And that's one of the things I've been saying. We will move the ball in spurts, but we won't finish. This particular game, we moved it here and there, and then it just kind of got to the point where we weren't moving it at all. It seemed like it was too much coming for Sam. It was just too much going on. And our completion, rating for him at one point in time, he was only completing them 2 or 3 yards, past the line of scrimmage. So it was just one of those situations where the defense brought it. We was talking about coming off this bye, having that refresh, mentality, mindset, and all that stuff. And they came and showed, but it was just not enough from our offense, and that's why we was so far behind.
We talked about the big three, and at the end of that thing, and at the end of it, our third one is what Santana. I think every week, a part of our big three has always been winning the turnover battle. And I added today, not add those mental mistakes. Yeah. I don't know how many turnovers we had, but I know we caused them a lot. Yeah. So we took the ball away from them as a defense and gave it to our offense. And the offense would move it or get 3 and out. Then we had some passes that confused me. I'm like, what happened on that pass? Nobody touched it. It was thrown past him. Yeah. I mean, Sam threw a couple screen passes that I'm like, I didn't notice why. Ultimately, defense came in with a mindset that we're going to make some plays, and offense didn't capitalize on what they were supposed to do. And I'll say it over and over again, it's not rocket science. This thing is a mental game. Yeah. And if you're not mentally in tune to what you have going on and what you're trying to do, one little slight blip in your thought process will screw the whole play up. Yeah. And we saw that today. Several times. And
to be Mitch's point, Mr. Sam Howell, we are awaiting Sam Howell at his presser. The minute he gets on, we will take him, even if I have to interrupt these guys, unfortunately. Let's talk about Sam real quick. We're going to get back to this defense, but I have a question for you, B. Mitch. You talk about the mental. It's the first time Sam Howell's been benched, right? First time we've seen him be pulled, and then you see another quarterback come in and score 2 touchdowns. How do you mentally get past the game like this if you're Sam when it's time to play the next game?
Well, you just do it. You have no other choice. Because I think all of us have been benched at one point or another. You know what I mean? And what you have to do is have to make it happen when you come back. If I'm Sam, I don't take it as a bad thing. I take it as, it's a learning experience right here. Sit back and make sure you truly watch what you've done, and then you truly watch what Jacoby did when he got in. And you try to incorporate what he did in the play. I've always told people, as a quarterback, you don't wait till the ball is snapped and start reading. You should probably know which part of the field you're throwing it to, and if once you figure that out early before the ball is snapped, you know that safety is going to dictate whether you throw it over the top or underneath. So when I drop back, I'm going to look away from the safety. Once that safety move, boom, got him.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm looking around. When you see quarterbacks looking around, some of them are just trying to look cool.
Yeah.
Others are basically figuring out what the hell they have to do when the ball is snapped. And he has to get to that point because when you watch Jacoby came in, it's like when the ball touched Jacoby's hand, he was in a windup because he already knew where he was throwing the football.
Yeah.
And when we start talking, listen, I'm a supporter of Sam, but there are a lot of people out there that don't want you to ever say anything but positive.
Yeah.
They were like, whoa, the offensive line not blocked. That same line was in front of Jacoby as well. Okay? So if you get the ball, you spin it, you drop back, you do a little tap. You just added seconds to that. That ball could be gone as soon as you touch it. Jacoby was letting it go. It's just that mindset of like knowing where you have to go and making it happen quick. You know, we can sit up and go 2.8 seconds, 2.5 seconds. What difference does it make? If I know what to do in 2.5, I let it go.
Yeah.
If I know what to do in 1.5, I let it go.
And real quick before we go to break, Tanner, to B. Mitch's point, we've all been benched, right?
Yeah.
How does Sam bounce back from this mentally and move forward?
I mean, sometimes it's helpful. I think when you really get a chance to really sit back and dissect what the guy came in behind you and did, you know, it's like when you was told when you was a kid. I tell kids that I trained or, even when I'm working my son out, if whoever you behind, watch what he's doing. If he does it right, then you know how to do it. If he does it wrong, then you know how not to do it. It's the same way as playing a position. So you get a guy who's been out here as a rookie or similar to a rookie because he only played one game last year, and he's been doing everything he's been coached to do, whether it's good or bad. He's been going through it. Now you get a guy in there who's a seasoned veteran that's doing the same thing you're doing, and he shows you how he moved the ball. You get a chance to watch that now. You get a chance to say, oh, this is what he did when he saw that. This is what he did when he saw that look. This is what he did when he had that freedom. So sometimes this helps. We're not saying this particular benching is going to be the end of us seeing him at the starting quarterback, but I think for right now, it was good for him to get a chance to sit back, take a seat, and see how it's supposed to be done.
Thank you guys for your insight. Adversity is always a chance to learn. Now we're going to go to break. Before we go to break, it's time for Hitting the Road presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. Now let's take a look at our last 3 games of the season. Christmas Eve, we'll be playing the New York Jets out in MetLife. Then we're back home New Year's Eve against the Niners. Then our last game of the season on the 7th of January is against the Cowboys. Tanner, how important are these last 3 games, not only just for these players, but for morale as well? And we are also awaiting Sam Howell, just so you know.
I tell you all the time, I think these plays are basically, these games are rehearsals for, the next year and for the next staff. Whatever may go on in the offseason, each player that's getting an opportunity to go out there and playing, they're adding to their resume. I never took a play for granted. I never took games for granted. I remember the Giants game in 2013. It was out there. It was the coldest game I've ever been in. I couldn't catch nothing. My hands was frozen as ice. I had hypothermia. I was in there just doing it.
Oh, we have Sam at the podium. We will finish that thought after Sam.
Sam, obviously a tough game. Ron pulls you out there late, says he wants to take care of you. Have you talked to Coach Ed? How did that conversation go?
Yeah, just kind of how the game was going. They just kind of told me they were gonna take me out there, but it is what it is. I got to play better. We had some things there on offense, and we did some good things throughout the game, but just wasn't good enough. I got to play better, got to get better. So it is what it is. I know I'm not defined by this one game or anything like that. So keep going, keep trying to get better.
And did Ron make clear that you're the guy next week? He told us that. Have you guys talked about next week?
Yeah, honestly, we haven't even spoken about it. Just gonna try to keep doing what I can and taking it one day at a time and keep trying to be the best player I can for this team.
It seems like the last couple of weeks things have slowed down a little bit offensively. Have defenses shifted something they're doing, or what has changed?
Yeah, obviously it's hard to say, and if we knew what the issue was, we'd fix it. But I think what it comes down to is we just got to execute better, and that starts with me. So it's been an unfortunate couple weeks. Obviously wish we could go back and do it again, but reality is we can't. And all we can control is how we move on from this point, and how we finish the year.
And Sam, what were the themes of the conversation between you and EB during the course of the game as you're trying to get things rolling?
Yeah, I mean, just always we're always in constant communication. He's trying to ask me things I like and what I'm seeing, and trying to call plays that'll help me get on track, help me get a rhythm going. And he always does a good job of communicating. I just did do my part today.
And about 5 3-and-outs or so before Jacoby came in. They say pressure's cumulative, right, on the football field. Is those 3-and-outs kind of compiled mentally as well?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's tough when you're not moving the chains and not getting first downs, and obviously it is what it is, and that's just because we had 3-and-out before. One drive doesn't mean it can affect us on the next drive. We just got to go out there and take it one play at a time and try to execute. And I didn't do a good enough job of that today.
It might be hard to answer this right away, but is there anything that you picked up from watching Jacoby, even in those couple series, that could help, or that anything that was revealing to you or anything?
Yeah, I mean, I've picked up a lot from him just throughout the whole entire year, ever since he's gotten here, and just the way he's supported me and just the things he's taught me. Yeah, I mean, he played well, did a good job. He was dealing with football and giving guys a chance, and it was fun to watch, and he did a good job.
You're obviously, you've been making a lot of off-schedule plays. How do you feel it's been going for you, just with the plays on schedule and just in rhythm?
Yeah, I mean, we just gotta do a better job. I gotta do a better job of executing those plays, do a better job with my eyes, make sure I'm looking in the right places. But for the most part, I feel like I'm doing what I can. But I just got to find a way to execute better and try to get into more of a rhythm.
Sam, it seemed like when Jacoby was in there, it was just little things he was doing, just quick decisions. Did that kind of activate some things? Maybe, I know you haven't seen the film, but just some things that maybe.
I know what it takes to play good court, to play this position well in this league, and obviously I've seen a lot of guys do it. Jacoby played well. He's a really good football player, and he's shown that throughout his career. So yeah, I mean, just watch him, work the offense, and we were kind of those 2-minute drills in those times, and he did a good job of executing those situations and the plays that were called. So yeah, for sure, always trying to learn and get better, and he's a great one to learn from.
Take 2 more. You good?
Cool. Appreciate you guys.
Makes sense.
Oh. That was your quarterback, Sam Howell, at the podium. The final score, 20-28. We are headed to break. When we come back, we will get some final thoughts from the guys and talk a little more about this game.
You're going to like this story because it's about you. You who forgot to charge your phone last night. You who sprints to the boarding line so your bag will fit. You with him. Until one day you boarded a United plane that was designed for, well, you. And your phone got charged, your bag fit, so did everyone else's, but this story isn't about them. Your toddler didn't tantrum, and you got to fly happily ever after. The end.
Hey, it's me, food. I'm so much more than just what we eat. I'm hand-cut, fresh and frosted. I love it. Aw, I love you too. See, life is always something new. All messy, frantic, and amazing. And from where I sit, you look delicious. That's why every day is worth celebrating. If you can. Stay fresh. Sincerely, food. Sincerely, Safeway.
The final stone of the championship.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary.
Roger, this is looking good.
We believe every moment in sports should be epic.
Is that curling? No.
This morning's news, curling fever has taken over the world.
So whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Holiday scratch-offs from the Maryland Lottery.
Must have left them in the car.
They're sure to make spirits bright.
Oh, game's on. We need more chips. More dip, too.
More?
Yes, more. Oh, that reminds me. We can still score that $400 bonus from Northwest if we hurry. It's with your first ever checking account.
$400? That's the kind of more I like.
Then let's do it. But first, more chips.
To earn bonus, open first ever checking account and deposit at least $500 in ACH or direct deposits per month within the first 90 days. Offer ends November 30. Details at nwfcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
That's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that too. When I'm back on top in June, I said that's life.
Welcome back, Commanders family. It's Command Center post-game live. It is time for Toast of the Town, presented by La Chemin de Rye, Champagne and Branson Cognac, the official champagne and cognac of the Washington Commanders. And the Toast of the Town is no other than our wide receiver, Terry McLaurin, racking up 6 catches for 144 yards and a late, crucial touchdown. Fellas, how good was it to see Terry get back involved in this offense and make plays?
I mean, it was great. He almost had a second touchdown. I mean, it was just a couple of weeks ago we talked about this last quarter that he went through, or 4 weeks of just not really getting the production that he's used to. But it's great to see him get back on track with things, and just as quick as that, now he got 3 games to get 1,000, which he can now possibly have 4 in a row. So great job for Terry.
I think he went to the game with 694 yards, and he got 140-something a day. That put him over 800-something yards for the season, which means that I think he's going to get it. But we talk about it all the time. We're both offensive minds, and we both love to see Terry. London came on here and say, Terry's going to have a big game today. And I saw Terry's, passion and intensity, but it was a quiet one. When you see his face, sometimes he's like, hey, what's up, B-Mitch? Other times he's like, that's when you know he's serious. He knew what was going on. He knew what people were saying, and he wanted to play. They went to him early. And when you went, and the play he almost caught with the one hand pulling it in, dude was spectacular. Listen, man, that ball didn't move. It might have touched the ground, but that ball did not move.
It was trapped.
You know, I'm just saying the dude's a bad man, and people that want to second guess him, you're fools, straight up.
Man, great to see Terry get off again, our Walter Payton nominee, Multi-Payton Man of the Year nominee. Now, before we go to break, let's get into our fast play of the game presented by Maryland Lottery Fast Play Games. Play fast, win fast today, but please play responsibly. And this fast play is Sam Howell's touchdown pass to Curtis Samuel. It was in the third quarter for 19 yards. This touchdown made it 7 for 20. And fellas, Howell's first touchdown pass since week 11. Now we're headed to break. Command Center on the road in Los Angeles is brought to you by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. We invite you to stop searching and go Northwest. Check out nwfcu.org/Washington to see how easy it is to join and how Northwest can help make your money work for you. Stop by a branch or visit nwfcu.org/Washington today. We'll be right back after this break.
Hey, grab me one too.
Stone of the championship.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary.
Roger, this is looking good.
We believe every moment in sports should be epic.
Are you watching this?
Is that curling? Nah.
This morning's news, curling fever has taken over the world.
So whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
My darling granddaughter, this camera was given to me when I was your age. May it capture your big, beautiful life the way it did mine.
It's so surprising what the little things can do. Wouldn't it be wonderful if everybody
Oh, Merry Christmas, Grandma. on your way?
Yep, coming.
And Mom and Dad?
Don't worry, they'll be there.
Happy anniversary!
Go beyond the expected with the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception? First down? Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best. Smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
One bag.
The winter play was really coming together. Until disaster struck. Tensions were high. Luckily, replacement costumes were shipped with FedEx, which means Mr. Harvey could picture the perfect night. We're delivering more happy for the holidays.
Command Center Postgame Live is presented by United Airlines, proud to fly the Washington Commanders. Now it's time for our postgame delivery presented by Paisanos. Since your Commanders scored 3 touchdowns today, make sure you visit your local Paisanos tomorrow where you'll receive 3 free toppings all day long. Tanner, we know you love Paisanos, but we also know you love your Commanders. Give me some final thoughts on this game.
I mean, you know, man, made it the game late, too late, you know what I mean? And it's just great to see these guys still, you know, finish strong. But I'm just hoping that they can take what they did today and take it over into the next week because they're going to definitely need it. I want to at least leave New York feeling good.
Yeah. Yes, me too.
Yeah, well, I'll say this. Like, there were some good things, very good things in this game today. And, like, I've been asking to see them play a full game. And I think they should take the good things and really figure out why it works so much, and then take the bad and wonder why do those things work so bad, and then try to figure it out to get everything leaning towards where you're going to be, like if you have a scale, it'll be more towards the good side. If they can go out there and do that, listen, if they're playing well, not making mistakes, not turning the ball over, they compete with anybody.
Yeah.
But you're not winning many games in the NFL when you help teams to beat you. And that's the main thing. Remember, you are the Washington Commanders playing against whoever you're playing against. You're not with them. Stop helping them.
Yeah.
Commanders family, that is it for us out in Los Angeles. Final score 20-28. You will see us back out in New York, out in MetLife
New York
for Christmas Eve. Until then, you can go to Commanders YouTube for all your content needs, and you can also listen to our podcast on the Commanders Podcast Network. Until then, Brian Coble Jr., Santana Moss, Brian Mitchell. This is Command Center Postgame Live. We will see you next week in New York.